The movie begins with a special message for those who have been given a paragon ticket due to their exceptional lives, heroic deeds, or untimely deaths. Kim is one of the recipients and is accompanied by the guardians towards the King of God, bypassing the usual trials. This decision raises concerns for Yamraj and results in an altercation with the guardians of the 7 trials. Guardian Gang Lim reflects on his past as a warrior in a kingdom before being urged by Guardian Hawanmak to engage in battle. An earthquake during the fight unveils a castle belonging to the King of God, prompting everyone to bow in reverence. Mrs. Guardian Deokchun advises Rim to do the same. The Guardians then lower their weapons and bow to Yamraj, who is displeased with Guardian Ganglim for bringing Rim, a seeker of revenge, back with a paragon ticket. Yamraj and his counselors argue that Rim's soul should be destroyed to prevent reincarnation. In a bid to prove Rim's innocence, Guardian Ganglim offers to surrender their powers if mistaken, leading to surprise among the Guardians. Yamraj sets a condition: they must revive an old man whose death has been delayed within 49 days, coinciding with Rim's investigation. The task is to defeat the god protecting the old man and return his soul, located in the old man's home, specifically in the playground. On Earth, Guardian Hawanmak and Deokchun go to claim the old man's life but find God disguised as the uncle protecting him. The god, masquerading as an artist, has adorned the old man's house with paintings. Mrs. Guardian Deokchun is captivated by the art, leading to a nighttime attempt to take the old man's soul. Things go awry, and the deity attacks Mrs. Guardian Deokchun, with Guardian Hawanmak stepping in to halt the assault. A struggle unfolds between Guardian Hawanmak and the deity, resulting in Guardian Hawanmak's defeat. The deity, once a guardian with erased memories, discloses his mission to safeguard the old man, the child's soul family. The deity informs the guardians that once the boy is in school, they can claim his grandfather's life without hindrance. In the afterlife, a guardian challenges Yamraj, suggesting that Rima's soul should not face the usual trials but be investigated directly based on accusations, contrary to Yamraj's usual protocol. Yamraj warns that if Rima is found guilty, the Guardian will face consequences and be barred from returning to Earth. The Guardian persists, arguing that Rima's vengeful soul warrants judgment. While on a boat, Rim questions Guardian Gang Lim about his miraculous survival, leading to Guardian Gang Lim restraining him. Rim challenges Guardian Gang Lim's authority over his fate, prompting Guardian Gang Lim to use a device to subdue him. Rim is thrown into the water where he is surrounded by fish with human faces, screaming for help until rescued by Guardian Gang Lim, joined by Guardian Hawanmak and Deokchun. They reveal that the deity has allowed them to take the old man's life once his grandson starts school in 40 days. Guardian Gang Lim demands they bring the old man's soul next time. Guardian Hawanmak and Deokchun return to Earth where an old man, in debt and threatened by some individuals, is defended by the weakened deity. After losing powers in a scuffle and falling into a grim place, the deity strikes a deal with Guardian Hawanmak and Deokchun, restoring their memories in exchange for the protection of a child. In the old man's residence, a man holding a baby is confronted by Guardian Hawanmak, who demands the child's release. Initially resistant, the Lady Guardian persuades the deity to agree, leading to a confrontation where Guardian Hawanmak ultimately saves the child. In the afterlife, Guardian Gang Lim keeps Rim's death secret until they meet Yamraj, sharing his own story of a feud with his brother due to greed. He then throws Rim into the water where a large fish pulls their boat. Meanwhile, Guardian Hawanmak learns about his past from the deity, discovering his brave reputation as the wildcat for wearing wildcat skin. Later, Guardian Gang Lim shows Rim a place where those who wasted their lives suffer consequences, hinting that Rim might end up there for using his brother Kim's money for education. Guardian Gang Lim offers to save Rim and grant him rebirth, but Rim declines the chance to return to Earth. Meanwhile, Guardian Hawanmak and Deokchun ask the deity why he is protecting the child. The deity explains that the child's mother died, and his father fled after taking loans, leaving the child sick. The deity, living nearby, couldn't ignore the child's plight and came to protect him. The child has only his grandfather, and the deity is trying to get him into a good school. The deity agrees to let the guardians take the grandfather's life once the child is accepted into the school. The deity praises Lady Guardian Deokchun for protecting children during the war, noting she is still the same. In the afterlife, Guardian Gang Lim tells Rim he will reveal the truth about his death at the right time and offers him rebirth, allowing him to return to Earth. Rim refuses, demanding to know who the guardian is and the reason for his death. As Rim tries to leave, he stops at the edge of a deep ditch. Guardian Gang Lim shares that his father was a respected warrior who took him to war because he could ride a horse well. Rim asks about Guardian Gang Lim's brother. Guardian Gang Lim explains that after defeating their enemies in the war, they found a child in the enemy camp who had lost his parents. His father took the child to an orphanage, and that's where the story began. Meanwhile, Guardian Haewonmak and Deokchun are shown with the old man's family. Guardian Deokchun helps the child with homework, and Guardian Haewonmak watches the news with the old man. The news reports show army officers recovering Rim's body. Guardian Gang Lim reveals that his father treated the orphaned child as his own, which made Guardian Gang Lim resentful, though he never told his father. As days passed, my father trained the boy, who eventually surpassed him. The boy became skilled in self-defense and always won, thanks to my father's techniques. Guardian Gang Lim and Rim reach a crucial point in the story. Guardian Gang Lim draws his sword, and Rim asks why. Guardian Gang Lim explains that Rim's wandering as an evil soul will attract many monsters. Rim, overconfident, claims that no monster can harm him, as he is a dangerous soul and immune to fantasy monsters. Guardian Deokchun tells Guardian Gang Lim to put away his sword, saying the monsters can't harm them. Guardian Deokchun then asks the deity how she met Guardian Haewonmak. The deity explains that Guardian Haewonmak, in the form of a wild white cat, saved her from a tiger in the forest and took her to a safe place. Seeing her care for the children, he sent necessary supplies. Meanwhile, people arrive at the old man's house, but Guardian Haewonmak, enraged, eliminates them. In the afterlife, Rim sees many dinosaurs, and Guardian Gang Lim tries to protect him as a huge dinosaur emerges from the cracked earth. Guardian Gang Lim and Rim are swallowed by a dinosaur and find themselves inside its body. Guardian Gang Lim tells Rim they are heading to the hell of betrayal, where cheaters are punished. Rim insists he hasn't cheated anyone and believes those who buried him didn't know he was alive. Guardian Gang Lim then continues his story, explaining that the boy trained by his father became wise and strong. During the war, his father favored the boy over him. The last time Guardian Gang Lim saw his father was when they lost the war, and his father died. Guardian Gang Lim believes his younger brother, the boy, is responsible for their father's death, but he can't do anything about it. Guardian Gang Lim eventually took his father's place. Rim suggests that Guardian Gang Lim must have sought revenge on his brother, but Guardian Gang Lim remains silent. On Earth, the deity reveals to Mrs. Guardian Deokchun that she and Guardian Haewonmak were together in a past life. Guardian Haewonmak had killed Guardian Deokchun's parents, which made her upset and unwilling to speak to him. Guardian Haewonmak questions her reaction, pointing out it was 1,000 years ago. Guardian Deokchun responds that, despite being a past life, he still killed her parents and kept it from her. The deity tries to calm her, explaining that while Guardian Haewonmak is at fault, she shouldn't hold on to anger. In return, he protected you and the children but kept his feelings hidden, fearing your hatred. Guardian Gang Lim takes Rim to the hell of injustice, where lawyers argue Rim should be punished for roaming the earth as a soul. Guardian Gang Lim counters that Rim's death was voluntary and mentions a junior soldier as a witness. The deity asks if the witness can be brought to the afterlife, and Guardian Gang Lim agrees. The scene shifts to the junior soldier on Earth, calm and ready to testify. The younger soldier, appearing like a dream, reaches the afterlife and provides evidence. Guardian Gang Lim questions him about knowing Rim was alive when buried. The soldier recalls that both he and the colonel saw Rim's hands moving but still buried him, then lied, claiming ignorance. Guardian Gang Lim scolds him for lying. God intervenes, placing Rim in a water-filled box. Despite Guardian Gang Lim's questioning, the soldier's last words are, "Forgive me," before he dies. Guardian Gang Lim is left disappointed and confused. The scene shifts to the ground where the deity and guardians are outside. Returning home, they find people leaving the house and are shocked to see everything rearranged. The old man is badly beaten, and the deity's power weakens as the jar it lived in is broken. In the afterlife, Guardian Gang Lim fails to prove Rim's innocence but argues that no one should die badly. God agrees and releases Rim. Guardian Deokchun tries to join a picture but can't, and the deity dies. The deity recounts Mrs. Guardian Deokchun's past life, revealing that the king discovered she saved children during the war. The king's men captured Guardian Haewonmak, and questioned him about Guardian Deokchun and the hidden children. Despite being asked, Guardian Haewonmak didn't reveal anything. The king then ordered Guardian Deokchun to be left among wolves in the forest. Guardian Haewonmak asks if he died from wolf bites, but the deity advises him to see it differently. In a flashback, Guardian Haewonmak recalls being saved from the wolves and reuniting with Guardian Deokchun and the other children, which deeply affected Guardian Deokchun. Guardian Haewonmak confesses to Guardian Deokchun that he killed her parents and apologizes. Guardian Deokchun forgives him, recalling how he protected her and the children. When the king arrives, Guardian Haewonmak tells Guardian Deokchun to flee and prepares to fight. The twist reveals the king is Guardian Gang Lim, and the white cat is Guardian Gang Lim's adopted brother. During their fight, Guardian Deokchun stabs Guardian Gang Lim in the back, but Guardian Gang Lim kills her in return. It's revealed that Guardian Gang Lim was responsible for the deaths of Guardian Haewonmak and Deokchun. He eventually resigned. King Yamarich offered the Guardian Gang Lim a chance to redeem himself, work for him for 1,000 years and earn the position of Guardian. If he reincarnates 4 model souls, he can return to Earth with the little girl and his brother. Yamarich erased the memories of Guardian Haewonmak and Deokchun, so they don't remember who killed them. However, Guardian Gang Lim will retain his memories and work for 1,000 years, living with regret as his punishment. Guardian Gang Lim appears and takes Rim to the hell of violence, where lawyers argue Rim should be punished for tormenting people on Earth. Guardian Gang Lim insists on waiting for the final judgment in the hell of murder. There they meet the god of murder and King Yamarich. The colonel, called as a witness, enters the hell of murder in a dream. Guardian Gang Lim questions him about knowing Rim was alive when buried. The colonel lies, denying any knowledge, while Guardian Gang Lim, Guardian Hwanmak and Deokchun reveal the truth. The colonel knew Rim was alive. I kept it a secret from everyone. I saw my father was alive among the dead bodies but didn't save him due to my greed, fearing it would benefit my adopted brother. I regretted it later and tried to save him, but it was too late. This guilt has haunted me for 1,000 years. Guardian Gang Lim tells Rim not to repeat his mistake and to accept his error to avoid lifelong regret. The colonel admits he buried Rim alive and apologizes. Rim forgives him and disappears from the afterlife. Waking up on Earth, Rim is now recognized as innocent and has a chance to be reborn. He salutes Guardian Gang Lim as he leaves. Everything returns to normal, except the old man's soul hasn't been taken. The old man is happy with his grandson, and Guardian Gang Lim decides to let him live longer. After taking the old man's soul, the Guardians continue their duties. Guardian Gang Lim tells them their task is complete and they should return. They need to give rebirth to another man, a junior soldier. Guardian Gang Lim wants to talk, but the Guardians already know what he will say and don't want to dwell on the past. They move on to their new task happily. An old man tells the boys about the deity, while Rim prepares for rebirth in the afterlife. King Yamarich offers Rim a chance to work for him instead of being reborn, and Rim agrees, not wanting to return to Earth. In a flashback, King Yamarich offers Guardian Gang Lim's father, a pious man, a chance to work with him as the king of the gods. Initially hesitant, he agrees after thinking about Guardian Gang Lim. It's revealed that King Yamarich is Guardian Gang Lim's father, concluding the story. With that, the movie ends. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching. See you next time.